Abraham Lincoln was born in a single-room log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky. When he was a young boy, his family moved to Perry County, Indiana, and it was here where he spent most of his childhood. Abraham Lincoln loved to read and learn about new things, and most of the things he learned, he taught himself. One of the things known about him now is that he was a gifted storyteller and he enjoyed telling jokes all throughout his life. When Lincoln was older, him and his family moved to Illinois, and it was here that he was able to go out on his own. When he was a young man, Lincoln had lots of different jobs, like a shoekeeper, surveyor, and postman. When Abraham started to take a big interest in the law, he moved to Springfield to practice law. It was here that he met his wife, Mary Todd, and then he also became a part of Congress. In 1858, Lincoln became the Republican candidate for the Senate against Stephen Douglas. He didn't win the election, but he gained recognition from the debates he had with Douglas. After this election, Abraham Lincoln became devoted to freeing all people and ending slavery. In 1860, he became the first Republican to become president. Abraham Lincoln was also the tallest president to ever be in office at the height of 6 feet and 4 inches. When Abraham Lincoln became president, the southern states were not happy. In 1861, the southern states withdrew from the United States to form the Confederate States of America. These states depended on slavery for their economy, and the North states did not believe in slavery. The Civil War began, but Lincoln was determined to keep the union of the states. 2 years after the war started, Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. This was an order that freed all slaves in the Confederate States. Later that year, he also made one of his most famous speeches, the Gettysburg Address, declaring government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. The war finally ended right before Lincoln was to start his second term as president. But days after his inauguration, he was shot and killed at Ford Theater in Washington, D.C. Abraham Lincoln was a great leader in a time when our country needed it most, and he was a great part in the freedom of all slaves. We can still see Abraham Lincoln today in places like Mount Rushmore, the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and the Penny. Some fun facts you might not know about Abraham Lincoln is that he was the first president to have a full beard, and he also kept things like documents and letters in his tall top hat.